What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. So, J-Lo's first husband is speaking out. He is accusing her of actually being the one who was cheating. So, he's firing back after she claimed that she had never truly been loved by any of her exes and accused her of being the one who strayed. So, Ojani Noa, who was married to J-Lo from 1997 to 1998, unleashed a furious Instagram rant over the weekend after hearing her comments from a recent Howard Stern interview where the singer said that her past partners weren't capable of loving her. He says, "Stop putting us down. Stop putting me down with your victim card. The problem, it's not us, not me. The problem, it's you. You, the one who couldn't keep it in your pants. You have been quote unquote loved few times. You have been married 4 times." He better clock her team. He is clocking her and have had countless relationships in between. You have had good relationships. Me, for example. So Noah, who is now a personal trainer, and listen, that's him right there in the middle. Okay, in that black tank top. And J Lo, baby, yeah, girl, you missed out because that man aged very well. In my opinion, he looks better now than his younger pictures. It takes a while for some to get seasoned. But now that he's a personal trainer, he looks scrumdiddlyumptious. So J Lo, I mean, if he's single, she may want to circle the block. Who knows? But um, actually, no, never mind. Because the way he's going off on this on this Instagram rant, she burned that bridge a long time ago. But he wasn't having it writing. Um, Stop. Okay, yeah. And he said, "You're the one who couldn't keep it in your pants." Oh my goodness. He went on to accuse J Lo of cheating during their short marriage, adding that you've been loved a few times. You've been married 4 times. Okay. You've had countless relationships. You decided to lie, to cheat on me. You begged me to keep the marriage intact to avoid bad press. He said, "I was in love with you. I even moved out of state, leaving my job, my family, my friends behind to support you, to love you, to protect you, and to care for you. I'm an amazing, loving person, a great human being, honest, faithful to you, never lied, never misbehaved, never cheated on you." And cheated is definitely in all caps. "I was good to you. I was too good of a man for you." I know that's right. You better know your worth, King. Ohani said that he was faithful, honest, and loving, claiming that he uprooted his whole life to support J Lo at the start of her career, only to be left behind when fame came calling. Lopez has not responded to Ohani's claims, but her comments about never being truly loved were aimed at her exes, including Ben Affleck, whose February divorce she called the best thing that has ever happened to me. As J-Lo put it, it's not that I'm not lovable, it's that they're not capable. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Because J-Lo is a mess. Like, what? What do you mean they're not capable? Well, Ohani said that he was very capable, but you cheated, so you burned that bridge. She may be talking about Ben and Diddy, and if she's talking about Diddy, I don't think Diddy has the capability of loving anybody besides himself. That was just a bad choice. Like you were with him for the fame. If Ohani's correct, I feel like she cheated on him with Diddy, and if that's the case, child, that type of karma I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy because he almost got you hemmed up in a whole nightclub situation in 1999. Like that, talk about career ending. That could have been life ending. To keep it a buck, you really want to be serious? Like, yeah, Sean Combs was not. Um, you see everything that Cassie went through, child. Please. But no, Diddy, I don't think he's capable of loving anybody. He is a malignant narcissist, in my opinion. Who else? Oh, Ben Affleck. Ben doesn't know what Jennifer he wants. Like he keeps bouncing between you and Jennifer Garner. You know, at some point it's like, well, why do you keep choosing men other than Ojani? Because he said that, you cheated on him. So I guess you found him boring or whatever. But why do you keep choosing other men that aren't necessarily good for you? What happened to Mark Anthony? I mean, that's the father of your children. And he seems like he's good people. What happened with that? I'm talking like me and Jennifer like go way back, but I'm curious because if you go on Howard Stern and say that all of these men aren't capable, like all of them, like I mean, I'll give you Diddy, I'll give you Sean Combs, I will give you that one, um, and maybe even Ben, because he doesn't seem like he knows, what he wants or who he wants, what Jennifer he wants. He's dating or marrying these women with the same name, but this one right here, your first one, that was good. He was good. I don't know if he wasn't, famous enough for you or possibly too boring or whatever, but he said he was a good man, Savannah. Okay. He said I was he said I was there, rubbing your feet, and I was there to support you, left my family, my friends. I was honest, faithful, never lied, never misbehaved, never cheated on you. I was good for you. I was too good of a man for you. So he said he was too good of a man for you, Miss Jennifer. That's what he said. Those are his words. Um, but we haven't heard anything about Mark Anthony because, from what I understand, Mark Anthony is good people. As a matter of fact, I remember, and I can't remember if it was, I think it was the Grammys, and you, I keep saying you, Jennifer Lopez is not going to hear from my little channel. Anyway, Jennifer and Mark Anthony were presenting an award. Or no, I'm sorry, they weren't presenting an award. They were introducing some act or something. Anyway, the point is they both had the microphone and they were both speaking to the camera, but she kept cutting him off, and you could just, it was almost like she just didn't respect him. And I think that they were married at this time, but like it was toward the end of their marriage. So maybe they had, a lover's quarrel, whatever the case may be. But it just seemed very, even if they were, very unprofessional. Like at least, Beyonce waited until Jay-Z got in the elevator for Solange for Solange to put the pause on him. If they were on stage or presenting an award or a Grammy or whatever, and I don't even think I've ever seen Beyonce and Jay-Z present an award or introduce anybody together. If they're not, doing their music, they're not on stage together. Anyway, the point is, she would never disrespect him on stage because she is the consummate professional. Whereas Jennifer Lopez kept cutting him off and kept, you could see in his face too, like, because Mark Anthony is, he's a man's man, machismo, Latin. They don't play those games, okay? Um, yeah, my I have a past ex who was a Latin man, and at least for him, they don't play those games. He was a solid dude, but he was just, our personalities weren't um a good fit. But anyway, maybe she just, because I feel like both him and Mark Anthony, the Latino men, were good for her, but a lot of them culturally, they don't let you run over them like white men do or black men do. I don't know how to explain it. It's just a cultural difference. I don't think I'm doing a very good job because a lot of white and black men don't let you necessarily run shot over them. But with Latino men, there is a level of respect and expectation is desired. I'm not gonna say required, but I could just tell when she kept cutting him off, which I guess anybody, it doesn't matter the demographic, that would be rude, but she kept cutting him off. You could see in his face, it made him really uncomfortable and embarrassed. And I feel like they divorced like soon after that, as a matter of fact. J Lo, baby, it just might be you. I'll just say that because this man said that he uprooted his whole life. He was there for you, supported you through everything, and not only it lasted a year, and then you started dating Sean. Sean Combs after that, but then after the nightclub thing happened in 1999, the nightclub incident in New York, um, you left that alone, which was smart. Which was smart. That probably saved your life and your career. Um, but it's just been, a downward spiral ever since. So you can't necessarily count out your first husband because he wasn't famous enough or, whatever the case may be, because he said he loved you and, you dogged him out. So that's not good. That wasn't on him. That was on you. You cheated. And, if that's true, then that was your fault. And with Mark Anthony, like I said, just that small, snippet of seeing you two together and how you interacted. Um, and I was being funny earlier. Like no man, nobody, period, man or woman, would want you to cut them off, especially on live. I think it was like live TV too. Cut them off where they're trying to, present an award, and you're supposed to be their partner. Like that's disrespectful. It's embarrassing, and I don't blame him. Like, I think J Lo. She seems a bit self-absorbed. You guys remember when J Lo was walking down the street to in her old neighborhood, and the man at her house or her childhood home, she's like, "I used to live here," and he's like, "Who are you?" And she's like, I'm J Lo. I'm Jennifer." And he's like, "Who's that?" And she was upset. Like I don't think that like Rihanna, because I know she has a whole. I think she has like a whole like plaque in front of her house. But I can't see like Rihanna getting upset if because I think she took Oprah back to Barbados where she was from. Um, but the family who lived there now, like even if they didn't know who she was, I don't think like that would bother Rihanna or like Mariah Carey or somebody. But for whatever reason, J Lo, you could see, you could see it really bothered her, and it's just like, oh, girl, I don't know. She's a great actress and a great dancer. I'll give her that. Um, I will never give her her vocals only because they are not hers. Most of the time, they're either Ashanti's or Christina Milian's or whoever. Um, but as far as acting, I will give it to J Lo. She's a great actress. Recipe Selena, and a great dancer. Shout out to In Living Color. She got her start being a fly girl. That was Rosie Perez choreography all up and down. Um, but yeah, if your first husband says that the reason why you guys divorced was because you cheated, and then every single relationship afterwards has not been successful, at some point you're gonna have to go see the lady. No, I'm just joking. You don't have to. You don't have to go lay down on the couch and see the lady. You can go on Howard Stern and say that out of every body that you dated and all the rest of the men on the planet or whoever, it's not you, it's them. They're not capable. And your picker may be off because why were you dating Sean Combs in the first place? Like out of everybody, the music industry you could have dated, you dated Diddy, like Puffy, because his reputation precedes him. That's the reason why he got his nickname Puff Daddy was because he was blowing up at the girls at Howard, his Howard girlfriend. And that was before your time. I feel like she was still, on a fly girl back then. Um, but even then, and then like Ben Affleck, like he was going through a whole lot himself. I don't feel like he had the capacity, or like she said, well, the capability. I don't think Sean or Ben, if you're dealing with men who have issues with substance abuse, they're definitely not going to have the capability and the capacity to love you. They're dealing with whatever demons they're fighting, you know, they're battling substances, they're battling themselves. But you had a good man, Savannah, a good looking one too. He said you cheated on him. So at that point, you may have to do some inward, some introspection and find out what's the issue. But anyway, or like I said, or go on Howard Stern and spill your own tea over there. It's your choice. But y'all let me know your thoughts. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will talk with you in the next one. Take care, Aces. Bye.